Okay, this is my 2000 Audi TT Quattro. I went on a dirt road with it, and since it's so low to the ground, I popped a little hole in the oil pan. So I gotta take the oil pan off. It appears to be a 5mm on the inside, but it also has what appears to be a 10mm outside. So you could probably use a socket. So I got a whole bunch of these to take out all the way around. Forgot to mention there are two 10mm bolts on the turbo return. So these are 10mm if you want to just use a socket on them instead of an Allen wrench. These bolts were a little obnoxious to take out by hand, so I broke out the impact driver and put a little 3/8 adapter in it. So that makes it a lot easier. The big nut on the transmission to oil pan is a 16mm. Looks like there's another long one here. And a short one here. That bolt's a little loose already. There are two nuts or bolts up there offset from the holes, so they're over toward the transmission farther, and that bolt, when I took it out, fell into the transmission area, so I gotta make sure I get that out of there. So those are gonna be fun. I don't know why they didn't make them in line with the holes that they put for them. Little wobbly, so I'll put it on the end of the socket on the end and the extension on the other one, and stick it up in there and hopefully get it out. After getting those bolts undone, it just pops right off of there, really easy. Maybe that little tube on the back side hanging it up a little bit. So see, those two are out of line, and they recess back into the transmission flywheel there. Really stupid. Okay, quick update. I found that on Amazon they had a new pan, and I ordered it for $60, but didn't realize it had a hole in there. So I cut the spot out of the original pan and made it so that it goes right on there, and then I have some little bolts to bolt it down because I don't have the sensor that goes there, so I don't need that hole. I just need to get some sealant, and then I'll put that right on there. And then I can put the pan back up. I ordered a gasket for the turbo line. Let's see if I can get the number on that. And then I went ahead and ordered the FEL-PRO Pan Gasket off of Amazon too while I was there, instead of silicone in it. So that's where I'm at. So I got some Permatex Right Stuff 90-minute gasket maker to make a little gasket for this hole. It says to go around the holes. Seems to be thicker than what I'm used to. And once you do that, then you assemble it finger tight. Or you tighten it until the material starts squeezing out everywhere. I think that's everywhere. And then you let it dry for 90 minutes and then tighten it down the rest of the way. Let dry for an hour, then tighten to torque bits. And then wait 90 minutes before putting anything in it. I got a good bead on the inside, so that should seal it nicely. And it's oil resistant, so perfect. Okay, I got the turbo oil return gasket, the pan gasket, the new pan with the cover on it, and all the screws laid out here so that I can put this back together quickly, hopefully. I think these two are going to be the hardest ones to get in. I guess I need to clean up the engine block where the gasket goes. Let's see. So it's got a little bit of silicone on there from before. So if I take a little scraper, I can just scrape that right off. It's a steel block, so there's not as much worry about gouging it as there is with aluminum, like the front piece here. Not sure why it's got that little grid pattern on there. I don't know if you can see that. This is what I'm going to do all the way around. I'm going to put a little bit of silicone on the, or gasket maker on the pan itself, just to make sure I seal up between the gasket and the pan and the block and the gasket as best I can. It's probably overkill, but oh well. And then I'll put some up on the engine and then stick the pan up there. Okay, so now I got some gasket maker up there. I got the pan ready. I got my 10mm socket ready. two of them started really well. I'll just get the other ones in there. Okay, now I got all the outside ones done up. Now just the four up by the transmission. The outside two are probably easy. Now for the other two, since they're at an angle, I don't want them to fall out of the socket up there, so I'll put a little piece of rag on the socket when I push it in there. That way it is rigid. Let's see if I need this. Have a wobbly on it. Okay, now those are all tight. Now I just got to deal with the Okay. Now I just gotta let it down and fill her up with oil. I got a new oil filter to put on. You can't really reach up there to undo the oil filter by hand, so I stopped at the auto parts store and picked up one of these cheap little $7 oil filter wrenches. It's the 74/76 millimeter socket, so I'll see if that can work. So you just stick it on the end of the ratchet like this, and let's see if I can get a view up there. Got it tightening. Looks like I can't get on at that angle. I need more extension. Looks like with a wobbly I can get it in there at the proper angle, but I gotta push on it harder, so I gotta put the camera down. So put a little oil on there so that it slips nice. Now I got that in, so I gotta lower this puppy down and put some oil in it. Okay, and I'm gonna put the 5W40 oil in. If I can get the lid off. You guys probably know how to do this stuff, so just pour it in there. So I got it, the full mark somewhere. Just about full or over full, but it's got to fill up the oil filter. Oh, that's nice. Hopefully the battery's not dead. Looks like I got dash lights. No pedal.